Have you ever want to make your roofs look like this? If so, I'm going to teach you how to right now. Let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, so once you have your house layout here and you got an area you want to put your roof, first I like to do a floor here, and then I like to decide if I want to have my windows connect to the roof or if I want it just to be a wall. If I want it to just be a wall, I'm going to get my horizontal wedge and I'm going to resize it so it fits this, fits the size of this here, and then I'm going to scale it up to however tall I want my roof to be. I'm going to do about there for now, and then I'm going to clone it over here. Then I'm going to have to transform these down so we can fill in those gaps right there. Alright, once you have this, just paint it whatever color you want. So for now, this is just a test, so I'm really just going to do something like this. And then we're going to get ourselves a basic shape. We're going to place it right here, because this is going to allow us to expand it out like this. And then you're going to want it to resize, so if it's about 2 blocks wide, you dig your horizontal wedge. I'd say add on, like maybe, add on like this much, so resize all the way out to here. Then you're gonna bring it up to about halfway this wedge, and you're gonna rotate it here with your transform tool. We need to get the exact slant, so a good way to tell that is to put this inside of that and wait until it looks about even. It looks about even right here, and so now I can just bring it up. And if you make your roof too wide and you don't like how it looks, like if you get too much overhang, what you can do is just resize it like this, bring it back up. And then you can deal with this little floor issue here, so basically you can just resize this up a little bit more. But you won't have to worry about it too much, because then you're going to add another basic shape on top here. So this is basically going to be the underlayer, or your ceiling, from what you see from the inside. So I tend to use the wood planks texture, and then I'll paint it something like brown for this build. And I have a friend that is currently skydiving, so that is something. Okay, anyways, let's move on from here. Alright, so now we're going to paint our roof color, and then we're going to clone it on over to the other side. Once you have it transformed over here, then you'll be fine. And so now we're going to make this, I think this should actually be the perfect width, but if you want to test out to see how far back your roof goes, and if you have to resize anything, just do it like this. So I'm going to have to resize this here, just resize both of my layers here. You have to do those separately, but it's alright afterwards. And then a cool trick that you can do is just place it onto this here, remove them both here, and then you can just scale it down to match the height, so that way you don't have to keep finding the same slope over and over again. And another fun thing this is this makes your roof clonable. So now you can put your roof wherever you want it. You obviously have to just do it by the 2 sides. Alright, so now my roof is clonable. As you can see, if I click on this, I can get all of that, and so now you'll just have to resize it, but now it becomes an easy thing for this side. And so I can just move it over, scale it down, and boom, I have both sides to my roof. And so that's a fun little trick that you can do if you're doing it like this. And then let's say, I don't know, you have something in the back here. So I'm just going to make a wall, and since I'm a little bit lazy right now, I'm just going to use a slanted roof. As you can see, my roof does not connect to the slanted roof just yet. So if I want to change that, I'm going to add in 1 more of these on each side, just so it fully connects. And then there's one more trick that you're going to have to do after this, so stay around for that. Alright, now that your roof is connected, make sure that once you have your interior wall ready, you need to go in and put your horizontal wedges in a spot that covers up that roof there, so people don't really see it, because that looks a little bit weird from the inside. And now you can delete your floor, and since you have this little gap right there, you just want to make a basic shape. You want to make it about the width of one of these little tiles right here. So a good way to kind of do that is just kind of guess and check for a little bit. And so as you can see, it's not perfect, so I'm going to transform it over about, I don't know, like to here, resize it to this width, so 1.25, and this should work. It does work indeed. Awesome. Alright, so now let's make sure that our basic shape is in the right spot. We don't want it to be left behind like this. There we go. So I will have to retransform it, but basically now this can become your custom ceiling. And so we're going to bring it over here just for a second, and then we can resize it up. Alright, now that you resize all these up, you do have a custom ceiling that fills in that spot right there that's just a little bit empty, and then you can paint it whatever you want. I'll probably paint it just like that. Wait, hold on, that's not what I want. I want to paint it like this. There you go, there you go. Alright, perfect. So now we can do this one here, which is the one that we're going to connect our windows with. So make sure you have your windows first, obviously. That sounds kind of stupid, but you'd be surprised. Alright, now that we have our windows here, we can connect them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a basic shape here. And I'm going to resize it to the smallest width, since these are like the built into the wall windows. And since you can kind of tell how wide each window is here, I want you to resize it to what you think kind of fits. As you can see, that looks pretty good. And so now we're going to paint it the window color. We're going to resize it up as much as we want. So I want the slope to be pretty decent. So I'm going to resize it up to there probably. And then we're going to do this again, but right here. And for this one, it's going to go down a little bit. It's going to go down a lot actually. See, I think that should be fine. There we go. And then we're gonna put one right here too. There we go, I messed that up for a second. Alright, perfect. Now let's put this all the way on the top. Alright, nice. So now we have our glass, and so with our glass here, what we can do is we can resize this. And you're gonna have to use a horizontal wedge, which is gonna get a little... It's gonna look a little bit odd, but it does work for these kind of windows. There's ways you can kind of work through it, but I tend to just put it right on top of my cube. Since I didn't make it the widest width, it's gonna show out just a little bit, but that's not that noticeable from the ground, so it's okay. And it's all, after all, it's a window, so it's fine. And then right here, you're gonna put that, which I think that looks nice. And then now we're gonna do our roofing trick here. So let's see. Oh, we obviously don't want to clone that much. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's see. How much do we want? Let's get this much. Alright, so I think it's going to be a little bit short here since the wall is a little bit wider than the last one. So we might have to resize some stuff. Oh my gosh. We might have to resize some stuff, but that's okay. This is a little bit easier to tell since you do have that nice glass pane there for you. And so if you're a little lazy like me, don't worry, you can kind of just do your thing here first, and then afterwards we can work on resizing, or we can work on extending this roof. Alright, so there you go, now you have your roof there, and so one small trick that you can do is place a wooden plank here on the side. Make sure you have it, I don't know, probably about up this high, and then just do it again on the other side here. Place down a horizontal wedge. And we're going to make this the width of our plank, which I believe is 1.25. It does not give us a 1.25 option. That is lovely. Oh, come on, Bloxburg. Alright. So let's just make it a little bit wider. Let's just do 1.5. Resize it in. We're going to move this down a little bit. And then we're going to make it really wide. As wide as we need it to be. Which, there you go. So now it kind of looks like your roof has multiple layers to it as well. It looks a little bit more dimensional. Speaking of making dimensional roofs, I can kind of teach you that too. So that's a fun little thing you can do with roofs, just making them a little more dimensional up top. And so for some reason this side looks a little bit better than this side is. So we're going to have to resize this one just a tad bit more. Alright, there you go. Then we can paint this wall whatever color we want. Let's just go back to this one. And boom, it looks decent. I mean, as long as you have the technique down, I think you'll be fine. And so let's get you your dimensional roofs here. So just adding the wooden plank onto this. I'd like to do about halfway whenever I'm making these. Although it depends on what I'm kind of going for. And so basically, sometimes you'll see on timber frames that your roofs do pop out like this, and it's just a cool little detail you can add. It looks pretty cool from far away and up close, depending on how you do it. As long as you do it right, you should be fine. And so, yeah, I think there you go. Look, your roof has some dimension to it. I mean, it looks pretty cool from the side. Oh yeah, it looks really cool from the side. So yeah, there you go. That's how you make roofs just like me. If you want more tutorials, let me know down in the comments below which ones you'd like to see, and leave a like and subscribe for more videos, of course, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.